Meticulous like an artisan, logical like a scientist, that is Virgo. Behind a quiet and principled exterior lies a deep soul, always yearning for improvement and service. But do you truly understand Virgo? The zodiac sign, often considered the most elusive of all 12. Let us uncover each layer of their personality, strengths, and even hidden wounds to reveal the true portrait of Virgo, a perfectionist navigating a chaotic world. Among the 12 zodiac signs, Virgo is the sixth astrological sign, located between 150 and 180 degrees of celestial longitude, representing those born between August 23 and September 22. Because it lies right in the middle, Virgo's role is to balance and harmonize the energies of other zodiac signs. At the same time, it is subtly influenced by two opposing forces. Additionally, Virgos belong to the earth element, which gives them a diligent nature and a sharp mind. Moreover, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, making this sign a symbol of intelligence, agility, and resourcefulness. In the legendary Golden Age of ancient Greece, Earth was a realm inhabited solely by men and the gods of Mount Olympus. During this era, humankind lived in happiness, prosperity, and complete ignorance of suffering. But everything began to change when Zeus, the supreme god of Olympus, grew increasingly contemptuous of mankind and tightened his grip on power. In the face of this, Prometheus, a compassionate titan, rose to defend humanity. He bravely stole the sacred fire from Zeus and gave it to mortals, bringing them light, knowledge, and hope. This act enraged Zeus. As punishment, he chained Prometheus to the cliffs of the Caucasus, where each day an eagle would descend to devour his liver, which would regenerate eternally, subjecting him to endless torment. Zeus's wrath did not stop there. He created Pandora, the first woman, and gifted her to Prometheus' brother. Out of curiosity, Pandora opened a forbidden box that contained all the world's misfortunes: war, disease, jealousy, and evil. Only one thing remained inside the box: hope. From that moment, the world of humans fell into chaos. Greed, selfishness, envy, and sin spread far and wide. The gods, who once walked among mortals, gradually withdrew from the earth, returning to the heavens. Yet one deity remained: Astraea, daughter of Themis, the goddess of justice, virtue, and purity. Astraea carried her mother's scales of justice, striving to preserve the last flicker of conscience in a decaying humanity. But as even hope began to fade, Astraea and another maiden, Atalanta, were finally forced to leave Earth. They transformed into the constellation Virgo, becoming an eternal symbol of purity, wisdom, and justice. A celestial reminder that no matter how far humanity strays, there will always be a guiding star leading the way back to virtue. Virgo's symbol is the image of a maiden, representing purity, integrity, and quiet devotion. Among all the zodiac signs, Virgo is the only constellation depicted as a woman without weapons, without power, and without ferocity, but instead with innocence and noble ideals. Unlike fiery Aries, radiant Leo, or mysterious Scorpio, Virgo makes a quiet presence, like a guardian of cosmic order, through the smallest of details. They do not seek the spotlight because their light comes from wisdom, humility, and unwavering dedication. In the zodiac circle, Virgo is not a constellation that stands out through power or mystery. Instead, they shine with a gentle yet enduring light, the light of perseverance, devotion, and an ever-evolving intelligence. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of intellect, communication, and analysis, Virgos possess a keen eye for observation, logical thinking, and exceptional information processing skills. They view the world through the lens of reason, yet they are not devoid of emotional depth. Perfectionists at heart, they crave for things to be right and complete, not just for others, but most especially for themselves. Among the 12 zodiac signs, Virgo is often seen as one of the most complex and mysterious. Calm and somewhat reserved on the outside, they harbor a passionate drive to fulfill everything they set out to do. Virgos constantly set high standards for themselves, pushing relentlessly to grow and succeed. While this trait fuels achievement, it can also lead to stress and exhaustion due to their strict self-discipline. However, even within that tension, Virgos possess remarkable self-control and focus, which ultimately empowers them to improve their lives. According to astrology expert Susan Miller, Virgos are the silent workers who are indispensable to any system. They are the backbone of an organization, the ones behind the scenes who make everything run smoothly. Their personality is a blend of organizational skills, sharp critical thinking, and a humble spirit of service. They dislike showing off and have no need for fame or recognition. For Virgo, what truly matters is not who gets the credit, but whether the work is done accurately, kindly, and thoroughly. Admired for their diligence, precision, and strong sense of responsibility, Virgos also carry hidden vulnerabilities, often ones they themselves struggle to recognize or accept. Their most apparent weakness is excessive perfectionism. They tend to set very high standards, not only for themselves, but also for others. This harshness can lead them into states of stress, disappointment, or loss of faith when things don't go according to plan. Virgos cannot tolerate chaos, whether in work or in emotions. They often worry excessively about things others would simply overlook, notes renowned astrologer Linda Goodman. Another weakness of Virgo is their tendency to be judgmental. With their strong analytical abilities, Virgos are excellent at spotting mistakes and imperfections. However, without empathy, this talent can become a sharp blade that unintentionally wounds others. They may come across as overly strict, more focused on correcting errors than truly listening. In addition, Virgos often suppress their emotions, rarely opening up or showing vulnerability. They prefer to deal with everything through logic, sometimes to the point of bottling up negative feelings for too long. According to astrologer Stephen Arroyo, Virgos tend to analyze their emotions rather than actually experience them, which makes it difficult for them to release internal pressure. Lastly, because of their deep desire to help and serve others, Virgos often forget themselves. They may sacrifice too much for work or unworthy relationships simply out of a sense of duty to do what's right or do things well. However, when Virgos begin to recognize these weaknesses and learn to let go of the need for total control, they become more balanced, and that's when they truly begin to shine in their fullest form. In the workplace, Virgos enjoy being recognized and acknowledged for their achievements and contributions. People born under this sign often possess strong leadership skills and exceptional focus, which help them consistently pursue and accomplish the career goals they set for themselves. Moreover, Virgos rarely show up late or make careless mistakes. Thanks to their disciplined lifestyle and strong self-management abilities, they are often well-positioned for success in their careers. With their perfectionist mindset, Virgos constantly strive for excellence in everything they do. They are passionate about learning, researching, and acquiring new skills, and are naturally drawn to tasks that require detailed analysis and meticulous attention. A work environment with clear rules and structure allows Virgos to thrive and reach their full potential. In love, Virgo is not someone who falls easily, but once they open their heart, their affection is profound and enduring. Ruled by Mercury, the planet of reason and communication, Virgo approaches love cautiously, rationally, and slowly. They are not easily swept away by superficial or impulsive relationships. Virgos love through quiet care, through small details, not flowery words, says renowned astrologer Susan. For them, love is action, being present, listening, and offering daily support rather than fleeting emotion. However, Virgo's characteristic perfectionism is also evident in their romantic life. They often hold their partners to high standards in morality, lifestyle, and intellect, which can lead to disappointment when reality doesn't meet expectations. Virgos also tend to overanalyze their emotions, which may strip the relationship of spontaneity and create a sense of emotional distance or coldness. That said, Virgo is loyal and devoted. When in love, they quietly sacrifice and continually work to improve the relationship. They may not express passion as boldly as Aries or Leo, but their steadfastness and subtle affection make their partner feel safe and deeply cared for. However, as astrologer Robert Hand points out, Virgo must learn to forgive imperfection in themselves and in their partner. Love isn't always rational, and sometimes emotions need to be felt, not managed. Virgo, the sign of intellect, dedication, and precision, embodies a soul driven by the pursuit of perfection and service. Whether in work or in love, they are constantly striving to become the best version of themselves and of everything they cherish. Yet this very rigor is a double-edged sword, making them prone to loneliness. Within the world, they try so hard to keep in order. Virgo doesn't belong to outward brilliance, but to a quiet light that never fades. Like the Virgo constellation in the night sky, reminding us that amid chaos and change, there are still those who live for ideals, for love, silently yet steadfastly.